Our meeting today is being live streamed by Underproduction Multimedia. We'll begin our meeting as customary with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let the record show that all board members are present, as well as our Deputy Clerk Treasurer Lacey Gamons today, and our City Attorney is with us as well. We have an agenda that's been provided. Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ernie Thompson, second by Maggie Weil. Any edits or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. We have our standing business, which includes our minutes from our meeting on June 17th, our current claims, and our payroll allowance docket from June 9th to June 22nd. Entertain a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
I'll
Maggie
second.
Weil, second by Ernie Thompson. All in favor say aye. Aye, that's unanimous. I don't see anyone signed up for public comment. No old business straight, well, we kind of have old business, but it's under new business, so we'll just go with it. Charlestown Police Department Police Policy, we tabled this at the last meeting just to give us more time to read it. Assuming everybody's had a chance to look over it, I saw no issues with it myself. I think Chief and his team did a fantastic job of updating that policy. It took a lot of work, and I really appreciate everything that they've done, so good job, Chief. With that, need a motion to approve.
Approve.
Motion by,
Sorry.
everybody's like, what, brain soggy. Motion by Maggie Weil,
Still didn't see where it didn't say that he couldn't pull me over. I'll second
second by Ernie Thompson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. Next up on the agenda is a series of quotes to do some utility repair, stormwater drain repair on Oreo Drive, kind of in the circle that where all the houses back up to each other. There's a drain pipe that comes down through there from the wooded lot back behind at the end of the back of the properties. And recently, with the heavy rains we received in April, there were some sinkholes that started to form along that line. Some suction was created, and we sent the team out to look, and they actually found a telephone pole in the line. How it got there, I don't know, but water does what water does, and at some point it sucked a telephone pole down the drain. So this is a city stormwater line, we need to replace it. So I had our team reach out and get 3 quotes because it falls under the $50,000 range. So we're just able to get 3 quotes from 3 excavating companies. They received quotes to replace the 36-inch drain gate, 36-inch pipe, T coupling, and 36-inch grate. The city's actually providing the pipe, the T coupling, and the grate. So we're providing materials at a cost of $9,560. And so we actually just asked them for the labor on the job. So the bids came in from Henderson Excavating at $36,500, Bill Broughton Excavating at $18,420, and Hoosier Dirt Works at $16,500. So it's the staff recommendation to this board that we go with the Hoosier Dirt Works quote at $16,500.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Ernie Thompson,
I'll second.
second by Maggie Weil. Any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that is unanimous. Tony, will you get with them and let them know Hoosier Dirt Works that they can
Okay.
get that drain pipe and start that project as quickly as possible?
Okay.
Hopefully we can catch it before some of these next big rains
I
that we
want
might
the
get.
chief to fingerprint that telephone pole and see if put it in there. Can you get that done, Tony?
Yeah, we can DNA or something.
I read that in here that you've done that.
All right, next up, we have a utility easement vacation. Tony, did you want to explain this?
Yeah.
It came through your group.
What it is up on the corner of Otto and Spring, there's a couple of lots, 3 lots. And it's not on the GIS, but Derek Combs is concerned because there's a utility easement because of electric wire in between that goes halfway and it stops right where he wants to start. So he just asked that we vacate any utility easements there. Tim didn't find anything, but he's contacted the Duke and they don't extend over, so just want to kind of put something on the record where he's just asking that we vacate any utilities the city may have.
And you approved this.
Yeah.
And this went for, this was already in the planning commission?
No, that
Oh,
was, no, this, the reason it's in front of the Board of Public Works, the planning commission, is because we hadn't accepted the road. This one, we've accepted Pleasant Ridge, of course.
Okay, right.
And that's where the easement would be, but it's actually not on anything, but he just wants something official.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we have no plans for doing anything up in that area anyway.
okay. So do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
I'll
Maggie
second.
Wong, second by Randy Thompson. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Don't go too far, because I might need you to answer questions on the
Okay.
stormwater things.
Okay.
So, would you like to explain briefly to the board, about our notice that we received, 2 years ago now, that we were
Yeah.
becoming an MS4 community, what that means before I present this stormwater study?
Okay. What it is that the state of Indiana in their wisdom has put us with, as a MS4, which is it's a stormwater system. We have to issue permits and all that for any kind of stormwater work. We have to do code enforcement on them. It's an unfunded mandate. So we have to set up this MS4, and then we're gonna get, in October, we get a visit and they come look at it, but it's an unfunded mandate that it's kind of hard to explain. We just have to have the whole thing set up. And, so one of the things, there's 6 different things they ask you to do. And one of them is to do a complete study over where your stormwater problems are. And that's what we're getting ready to ask for. It's where they separate the sewer and the stormwater and all that, so they're just checking for all that. And we have it in that we've got it set, we have the ordinances passed. We're just now we need to do a study so that we can know where our issues are at and we can address those.
So it's, essentially, we are required to keep our stormwater flow separate from our sewer. So we're a municipal separate storm sewer system. And we just, because our population is growing, it just kind of happens. Actually, it triggered us a little early. It usually doesn't hit till 10,000
It
people.
doesn't usually hit to 10,000, but what triggered us is they counted us, just like everybody, as the township.
Right, instead of just the municipal limits.
Right.
So they looked at the census numbers from the entire township, so we
Yeah.
kind of got burned a little bit on it.
Yeah.
We appealed it, we tried
So we
to
tried.
reject it, but they denied our appeal. So, because it is an unfunded mandate, one of the things that, part of the stormwater study is to look at what they call the equivalent residential unit, ERUs. And this is where you're paving an impervious surface. And when you pave and create an impervious surface, where previously there was grass and the water would go down in the grass, now you create pavement. Or like when they turfed the football field, anything you do where it doesn't absorb down and it rolls off, it creates stormwater flow that changes the existing system. And so one of the things we want to look at is for permit fees, for instance,
Right.
when these new companies are coming in and paving parking lots, and the impact that has on the flow of water, we have to have a mathematical formula and a logically driven and direct data-driven way to charge them a fee, basically, to do that. So I reached out to Wessler Engineering. They have an entire stormwater team, it's kind of what they do, sewer and stormwater. And I asked them for a scope of professional services to complete this study. And Tony will pay for this out of his, what do you call it, your 221 fund?
It's
Christmas.
2218 now.
It's a non-reverting fund that he has where he receives permits,
Permits.
fees in, and so as he's receiving fees, it'll pay for that. But basically, they're offering us, it'll take about 6 months for them to determine, they'll look at residential ERU as well as non-residential ERU, and kind of give us an idea with a final map book of impervious surfaces and policy and procedures manual. They'll also give us the measurements in Excel, so they'll be diving into our GIS data and compiling all this information for us for a not-to-exceed amount of $57,500. So that's what I'm asking the board to approve today, so they can get started on that.
Make that motion.
Motion by Maggie,
I'll second.
second by Arnie. Any questions on that? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that is unanimous. All right.
Are we gonna put anything about everywhere he drives?
everywhere he drives.
Yeah, you gotta have some kind of fee.
He has to pay a fee for everywhere he drives.
They were good. Chief will pay mine on his Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
And then the last thing on our agenda today was another band, Tiffany Reed presenting that one.
Is this an anti-rain band or?
So, this is just for the depot, it's a band that's gonna come and play from 6 to 8 on July 28th. We have their contract, W9 insurance waiver, and it's just $60 to be paid out of the summer entertainment fund.
And it's the Brian Nance band, or they?
That's the name of the individual, that's
Oh.
who filled out the paperwork, so there was a lot of confusion with him filling it out, because they're under 18, so his parents told him to fill everything out in his name, so it's like the Mad Trendkill or something like that.
And what?
Mad Trendkill, I believe is the name of their band.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to be, they performed last year, but they had different band names with Maxwell House of Music, so
Okay.
they just switched gigs this time around.
Okay.
Question, you
Yes.
said it's less than 18? Less than 18 you can't contract.
Yep.
In the state of Indiana, or any state. It has to be.
He'll need a
Unless you're a
parent.
corporate entity.
Yeah.
Corporate entity,
No.
okay.
We can tentatively approve the band pending, resubmission of this with at least a parent.
Yeah.
The parent can do it on his behalf.
Okay.
As a guardian, sure, but
Yeah.
minors can't buy a car, they can't.
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
We've been trying, because it's the teen depot, we've been trying to encourage teen bands to come, but they need to have some adult that's actually executing the agreement.
Okay, so I have a parent fill it out.
Yes, but we can go ahead and approve the payment so that you can have that process through as you need to. We'll just do it pending that clarification with the parent as the
Okay.
authorized. So, need a motion to approve.
I'll make it.
Motion by Russell, second by Maggie, that is with the parent, and then
So you
all in
could get all
favor,
those
say aye.
albums?
Aye, so I'll give this back to you.
Yeah, I got
Oh, you got it, and we'll get a parent to do it instead. All right, thank you, Perry. Thank you, Tiffany. That's why we pay Perry the big bucks to be here to catch us. All right, so I guess everybody realized, of course, that Founder's Day was a huge, well, it wasn't a huge washout. We were able to have all of our events all week. I can't complain too much. We had all of our events all week. We had a good time. We were able to get through the car show and the parade, and then the rain hit. It just wasn't safe at that point with the water holding out at the Little League field to do the balloons or to do the bands. And then it started raining at 6 o'clock anyway, so it was downpouring again when the bands would have been playing, so it is what it is. I do want to mention and get this board's feedback. What did you do? Today, Tony will be known as Tony. His phone goes off in every meeting we ever have. Oh my goodness.
Today's
Okay.
April 1st.
So we have learned that one of the things I think that helped, we saw a little bit of decline in some of our participation for like the family fun night. Usually family fun night on Friday night, if everybody is packed, especially with it being at the splash pad. The weather was beautiful. It was actually cooler Friday night. It wasn't too hot. And we saw a significant decline. Usually we run out of the 150 free hot dogs and ice cream within the first 30 or 45 minutes, and we didn't even go through it all. And we're looking for causes, and we're trying to figure out what happened, because Founders Week has been going on the fourth weekend of June for 24 years now. 25 technically, but we didn't have a COVID year. But the fair is the only thing we can come up with, because that Friday, Saturday night were the only two nights on the weekend that the rides were going, even though the animal shows were done, but the auction was also Friday night, which draws a big local crowd as well. So,
You also had the Scott County Fair too.
yeah, Scott County Fair, Harrison County Fair, they were all the same week. And we've also learned that the Clark County Fair now is a 5-year contract with this amusement park to do it the same week next year and year after. So they're going to conflict now with Founders Week, Founders Day, pretty much consistently, and definitely next year. And so, as much as I don't like to move something that has been so well established, I also am a strong supporter of 4-H and want to give both events a fair opportunity, no pun intended, to have a good crowd and to produce, and, you know, so the staff and I met yesterday for our weekly staff meeting, and we discussed moving Founders Week up one weekend, or 1 week. So instead of running from, we usually run Saturday to Saturday, so instead of this 20th through 27th, which is when the fair is going to be running, we would run the 13th through the 20th, with the actual final culmination being 1 week ahead, which is on the 20th. So it'd be the third Saturday in June instead of the 4th, and I wanted to get some feedback. I don't need a vote or anything, I just wanted to get your feedback on that. And it's-
I think it would be better.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought there was a lot going on in the same week.
Yeah.
And even my show was there, which those
Yep.
people showed up. And of course, mine's always the fourth Friday, and I can't help that.
Yeah, but yours was light too, was it
Yeah,
not?
I had just 45
Yeah.
cars, yeah, it was.
The
light.
Backyard Classics had, Brian, correct me, 117
Yep.
And
cars?
But they had 170 the year before.
Yeah, they had almost 200 the year before, so even the car
But-
show,
To take up for that, there was a show at Clarksville,
Right.
which wasn't. And a guy in Louisville has a place called McDonald's Land, I've never heard of it, but he had a show, and a lot of guys went there, because they told me there was, so. You know, he had so many things going on all in the same week, so. I
and
think-
you're not gonna dodge everything,
No.
there's always gonna be something, you know, like in September, I think we always compete with one of the Louisville music festivals, it is what it is, but that's a different crowd usually than what we're looking for anyway. Yeah, I just wanted to float that out there, we'll make an announcement on that pretty quickly, because we want people to be prepared for next year.
I think it should be.
Okay,
I do too.
alrighty, then we'll probably get on that, we'll let Brian do a little, some
How
kind of
about you,
little
Chief?
What?
What's your input?
When's my what?
What's your input? Do you wanna move the week?
I mean,
You wanna take vacation that week or what?
November when it's 40 degrees.
Well, the other thing that we've
It feels good
also,
outside.
so the other thing that we've talked about was our parade participation has gone significantly down over the past several years. We've noticed the last big parade that we had, weirdly enough, was the Halloween parade we did during COVID year, during 2020. I think it's because everything was closed and nothing was happening, so it just drew everybody out with this massive participation and crowd for the parade. It was lined up all the way down, but since then, we've had very little. So when we do the traditional route, there's usually a huge gap between like where Papa John's is, all the way to like almost the city square. There's nobody watching the parade at that section, except maybe a couple of residents from Oregon Drive, and that's it, you know? And so we tried a different route, both for safety reasons, from kids running out onto the wide area, and as well as just trying to draw more residential folks out to watch it or whatever. And doing the count as I was driving through, it was really like almost the same number of people this year in the residential area as it was in the years past on the other. So we're also brainstorming about, you know, do we continue to do a parade when it's that hot, or do we try to do something a little more Charlestown typical and do a Christmas parade instead?
That'd be good.
So, since we are Christmas City, we talked about that when it be cooler, but when you're walking, it's not so bad. You might love to watch the parade. So we're teasing out a couple ideas. We always try to seek feedback from people and adapt as we go. And if it doesn't work, we'll pivot and try something else, or go back, or whatever. I'm not afraid to make a few changes. So. But anyway, that's all I needed to update you guys on. So if there's nothing else, Perry, you got anything for us?
No,
Oh,
nothing good.
I make a motion.
Need a motion to adjourn? Got one from Ernie,
A second.
second by Maggie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Guess I'll read.
Tony, I think these are left up here for you.